First, let's talk about what's hot now. All right, beginning August 1st, all universities in Texas, public universities, will allow their students to carry concealed weapons anywhere on campus, including dorms and classrooms. So the staff of the University of Houston is up in arms about this, no pun intended. They're furious about it, and already the staff has been advised to, A, drop certain topics altogether because it might upset a student who's armed, be careful discussing anything that's sensitive, limit student access off hours, in other words, coming to see you in your office, avoid, and they put this in parentheses, that student, I guess somebody that you think is not stable. Really, I mean, the whole thing is bizarre. So instead of the teachers focusing on teaching, now they have to figure out ways to stay safe in an academic environment. To me, this is crazy. Yeah. It just seems crazy.
Imagine being afraid to go and do your job.
I know. Well, that's what's happening.
I can't even imagine. Like, here, we feel safe. We feel okay. We can talk about whatever we want to talk about, and especially teachers. They're there to teach. They're there to enlighten these kids, their students.
But now they have to worry about what they say.
I can't even imagine the fact that these guns can be in dorm rooms. It's a recipe for disaster. You're cutting the teachers off at the knees.
Yeah.
And it's a recipe for disaster.
What's interesting is that there are 8 states that have already implemented this law, 8 other states. So I'm wondering if they've had any repercussions, because in some states, the law has been in effect for quite a few years.
Yeah. Well, I think what's interesting to me was that this only applies, this law in particular, only to public universities. Right. And the rest of the private universities in the state of Texas have all said absolutely not.
Right.
So
not
you think as an academic institution, you look at what other schools are doing, they're obviously not following it. And to me, listen, everybody has the right to bear arms. That's our constitutional right. I am from Texas. I think leave it up to the university. Let the students have a voice in this. They're the ones that have to sit in a classroom amongst other students that could be carrying a gun. Let the teachers vote on it. Why not leave it up to the school to decide? Why is the government deciding that?
If you're going to experiment with guns on campus, let's do it in a right way. Like, I love this audience right here, but I would be afraid if every one of you had a gun right now. It's just, you never know.
Even the things that we say?
Yeah,
I mean, you never know.
Exactly.
But
it's one of those... I had a gun because it's very emotional when you have something on you, because that's the first thing you go to resolve issues instead of resolving them in conversation. And I cannot believe that we're in this state right now where people think, let's just add more guns to the problem instead of trying to create a solution.
See, but proponents will say, and they may have they may be right. I mean, there are 7 other states or 8 other states that already have this law, where the students can carry concealed weapons. And even at the public universities in Texas, they've been allowed to do so, just not in dorms or in classrooms.
Interested to see is whether enrollment decreases at these schools, meaning parents or students are afraid to go to these universities because they know people can carry guns there. It'd be very interesting to see.
I'd be afraid to teach.
Well,
no, but everything's going to go down, whether it's enrollment, whether it's teaching pool, recruiting teachers.
Well, we'll see.
Why not put a security on the campus so the students can focus on learning, and then there's people around them that are keeping them safe?
That's like save money. Then they're going to say it's too expensive. It's too expensive to do that. But
all right, well, there's going to be a lot of conversation about it in the months ahead, for sure. Moving on, if your child attends a school that requires him or her to wear a uniform, you know there is typically a specific dress code for the boys, and then there's one for the girls. But a school in Australia has adopted a new singular uniform policy, which means that students born male can choose to wear female uniforms, and vice versa, or if a student just identifies as male or female, they can choose the uniform that best reflects who they are in terms of their own gender identity. And the aim is to remove the uninclusive gender labels from the uniform. Some parents love it. There are others, people who say this is wrong and this is being foisted upon us by the gender police.
Oh my God.
So what do you think?
Really? Who cares what you're wearing? If you want to wear a skirt, wear a skirt. Men wear skirts 70 years ago. People still wear skirts in Scotland.
Yes, and it's very nice. You're not going to make someone gay.
No,
I mean,
I don't think people are worried about making... I would not let my son wear a skirt.
Why?
Because, number one, I know when I was a kid, I would do things just to be against the grain. It's one thing if you have a child...
That's an experiment.
But it's still also the parent's preference. As long as a child is under my house and I had a son, I would not want him to wear a skirt.
But what if your son said to you, Mom, this is where I feel comfortable?
If my son I'm not worried about having a gay son. Listen, I went to a performing arts high school in Los Angeles.
And that's what this is, actually. Yeah,
okay, and we also, we switched and we had, instead of female prom queen, we had a prom king. And it was fine because we understood this whole idea of gay and transgender, and we were not making fun of it. The school I went to prior, we had boys that wanted to do all kinds of things just to kind of tease around, wear things and make it seem girly. I think you're gonna lose some of that when you allow children just to do whatever they want instead of being a child
but
that
as the mother
feels
of
that
a
way.
4-year-old and a 2-year-old, I let my daughter pick out what she wants to wear as long as she's warm, but it's a freedom of expression. It's her creativity, it's her soul.
But you allow your child to do that. If you wanted to do it as a parent, you still want, as a parent, you still want to say have the option to say, listen, I don't want you to do X, Y, and Z.
But a skirt is not going to change who my child is if it's a boy or a girl. Or putting nail polish on, or putting color in their hair.
I don't think it will change who they are. I'm just saying I don't want my son to be in a skirt, and I should be able to say that as a parent that he can't be in a skirt.
Does the policy hurt anyone? No. Does it help someone, a few kids out there? Yes. Yeah. So the policy is great. Done.
You and I both went to private school and wore uniforms.
I wore uniforms.
And I was never allowed to. And I was never allowed to wear pants.
No, me either.
And to me, that drove me crazy. Why am I not allowed to wear pants, but the boys are allowed to wear pants? So think of it on the flip side. I felt like, why are you telling me what I can and cannot wear, and why are pants meant for men?
In my school, it was the skirt had to be way below your knees. I resented that. They were disgusting. All right, let's move on. Okay, this is a wild story, so brace yourself. A 16-year-old boy in Russia has won an online competition. The prize is that lady there. A month in a Moscow hotel with a porn star. The boy, 16, he seems to be thrilled. He says the X-rated actress has what he refers to as good sizes, and he is, quote-unquote, boiling inside.
I think that's lost in translation, by the way.
We get what he's saying. We get what he's saying. His mother and sister are also boiling. They're boiling mad. They think it's inappropriate that he has to study. What is your take?
Who signed him up for this thing?
I don't know. He was 100,000 person to sign up to some website.
This is the most popular boy in school right now.
Oh, my gosh.
Class president, everything.
Well, he can hand it off to his father.
He should hand this off to
And the mother said, no, we're not doing that. But
she did. But the result is no one has to go. I mean, really? Would you send your kid off to go?
Well, the age of consent in Russia is 16. He's 16, I'm just saying.
So he's a man, considered a man?
The age of consent is 16. Under the law.
He is burning and boiling.
Well, no, she said sex is...
She said
she said sex is not a given, but, you know, boys will be boys, so essentially,
Wait, Liliana brought up a point.
She's a porn star and she's with a 16-year-old boy. Somebody gonna try to have sex in that room.
This is the part that bothered me. It's like we're talking about it and we're joking about it and we laugh, and like Lance made the joke about, you know, him being a 16-year-old boy. Think about if this was a 16-year-old girl who won the contest, and she was supposed to spend a month with a male porn star. We would be up in arms. It's not okay. Whether it's a boy or a girl, in my book, not okay.
Sure. It's a double standard.
Well, not in that country. I think it's fine. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Personal question here. How often should couples make love? According, you're not even answering. Just whatever it is.
My mother's in the
According to a stay-at-home mother, your mother's applauding. Okay. According to a stay-at-home mother of 4, four little ones, the answer is have sex a lot. In an article in the Daily Mail, she claims she and her husband. Where is your mother?
My mother's
I see her. She claims she and her husband, they've been married 13 years, and they keep that marriage alive by having sex almost every single night.
Wow.
Look at, to which I say, you are lying. You are lying.
I mean, you have to say Yamanika, shenanigans.
No, I actually believe her. She says that you have to keep that romance alive.
I believe you have to use it or you lose it. But as a parent, I'm like, every night, I mean, sometimes you just want to slip into bed and put the mask on and go night-night.
Well, if you don't have, she's just saying they do. They give each other a bubble bath.
4 or 5 children
they give each other
a bubble bath and a massage.
A bubble bath and a massage and sex. And I think a bubble bath. Okay?
I mean, do they do it in the bubble bath? I mean, there's a
No,
lot of
she
like...
says they do it after.
I mean,
I don't know. I know too much about this. I mean, I really do. I read this article, rapt
Could
attention.
I trade in one of the sex nights for a foot massage?
Yeah.
'Cause
Sure.
That's
that would be
foreplay.
really
Yes.
So that works.
Listen, if we all had that much sex, we would all be much happier. I mean, sex is a wonderful thing.
yeah.
Okay, I'm much more relaxed. I think we're all in a better mood. I think it's great. I just don't know where they find all of the extra.
Yeah, I don't know that I need. Would you be happier if Dad to have it every single day?
I don't
I'm
want to
not
have
sure.
to do anything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want that want. I would hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like every few days I'm fine. I'm fine. Give me
Dole
that.
it out. I need to...
You're being very silent,
yeah.
Missy.
Yeah,
because,
Yamanika.
yeah, because who
So
wants all
silent.
that action going on like that?